Here we are today doing our Swpbis testimonial. Here at Denham Town, the Swpbis team is led by the Dean of Discipline, Mrs. C. Hughes Johnson. This team consists of our lower school vice principal, Mrs. Novette Christian, our two guidance counselors, Mr. Carl Smith and Mistress Dawn Turner, our school nurse, Nurse Reed Holding, our HOD of Humanities, Mistress Yvette Richards Thompson, senior teacher, Mr. Rohan Johnson, one of our security officers, our PTA president, Miss Angela Lawson, and a student rep. The school community has been sensitized about the Swpbis framework through varied modalities. In our staff meetings, teachers are reminded and asked to incorporate the Swpbis in their lessons and or in their programs, of which we have seen some evidence. It might not be a lot, but we have a few of our teachers who you would see it being evident in their classwork or even dealing with their students. As for parents, they are encouraged to use this framework in their day-to-day routines at home, using positivity to discipline their children or child, ensuring to give them positive feedbacks and rewarding where necessary, even with words like "you did great," "I am proud of you," "I love you," giving them a hug or even some small gesture, and we know that small gestures will go a very far way. We have endeavored to remind our parents through our parent teachers meetings, our workshops. We ensure that Swpbis was evident in our workshop. So as we model the behavior for them, then they will be able to model it in their homes. As for the student, during our orientations, they are reminded to take pride in all that they do, whether it's online or, face to face, in whatever way. We have encouraged them to really showcase this, the core values in whatever they're doing. And so we have asked them, that through perseverance, that they should show the ability to push through regardless of the task, especially in this online setting. If there's something that they don't understand, they should not just log off because they don't understand, but they should politely ask the teacher to explain or to give an example. We also ask the parents to check upon their children, assisting them where necessary to ensure that learning was taking place. As the children persevere, we ask them to be on time for classes, to ensure that they were checking their timetables and they were logging on at the appropriate time for the right classes. We ask that they would complete their assignments, and it should be handed in at the designated time. We also ask them to be respectful, as they're in the space, whether it's online or face to face. They would dress appropriately. Whether they, as I said, if they were online, they wouldn't just turn up anyhow, not just in a marine or whatever. They would be appropriately dressed in their uniform, or if there's no uniform, then they would find something that was appropriate for the setting. Also in picking up their worksheets at school, we expected them to really carry themselves a certain way in picking up these worksheets. We also asked them to be respectful in raising their hands if they had questions to ask, to remember that, integrity is very much important. And in showing integrity, they would submit their own work, they would meet deadlines, and they would ensure to ask for assistance, remembering that honesty is the best policy. As we remind our students of the Swpbis, we also reminded them that discipline is very important, whether they're online or they're offline. Okay? And so, in all of this, as they endeavor to have pride in whatever they're doing, excellence will be portrayed, ensuring to do their best always, really adhering to the school motto, using it as their guide, exemplar excelsis, the highest always, And as we do this, we also encourage our parents to have open relationship with our teachers, with our administrators, and with all staff members. Ask questions when they don't understand something, set the example for their children, and to lay the foundation in ensuring that their children or their child will be an asset to society. And so at Denham Town, we endeavor to work together, with all stakeholders in ensuring that Denham Town High School can be a place that we are all proud of. As we do this, I just want to say that implementing the framework at Denham Town High School, has been somewhat of a challenge. It has been difficult, in really getting off the ground. The foundation, the foundation has to be set right in doing any building. And so during the tier one, where we were required to have the core values and the school-wide matrix that would govern this framework, evident around the infrastructure. That has proven, to be a challenge. The fact that we had issues with our finances, and then at one point when we got some funds, really personal funds, to say, let us start this framework, let us start putting up the evidence around the infrastructure. The painter that we had, disappeared with the materials and the down payment, and so that in itself has set us back. And it has been very frustrating to really get this thing off the ground. But we kept plodding on, and then we had another blow again when the teachers, they had started buying into the Swpbis framework. Some of them were incorporating it in their lessons. But we had a interim principal who came for about a month or so, few months, and then he was not for Swpbis, and so he did not want to see it around. All the little paintings that were done before, he got them to be painted out, and he was not for it. And so that has further pushed us back. So we have had challenges in really getting tier one off the ground, but we give God thanks that we are able to move on. We could have stopped there, but I just want to say that we did not give up. We did not give up. At every chance we got, especially as a team, we reminded persons of the framework and the difference it would make for us as a school, as a people, and as a community. Having the Swpbis matrix, around the school, highlighting our core values and the expected behavior in varied places, is showing some dividend. We are able now to start putting up that around the place, and it's making a difference. Persons are stopping and reading. Students are asking questions, and we are able to really plant a seed. When we have our workshops, parental workshops, we are planting the seed there. When we speak to our students, whether online or face-to-face, we are planting a seed. So we are constantly nurturing, and the seeds that have already been planted, we are watering them because, we know that this framework can make a difference in our school. And so we endeavor to work hard. Through our summer schools, we have endeavored to get teachers on board once again in articulating the framework through their lessons and in dealing with the students. And as I can say that in this summer school, I could see it being displayed. I could see changes in our students, just for the few weeks that they were there, and we were constantly reminding them, of the impact of really looking at things differently, instead of just lashing out at someone, finding a common ground, speaking to them in a different tone, all of that. We could see difference. And the reward system was also very much in place, as teachers and students alike were rewarded for their efforts, their attendance, and their good conduct. And this is something that I am very proud of. If I was to give an advice to another school, I would say that early buying of the Swpbis framework is necessary. And understanding that Swpbis is not just the MOE, why just wanting to give us as a school community or as teachers extra work, but this framework, if done properly, the implementation of it could bring positive change to the space that we teach, that we teaching, that our students growing, and even that they're living, because it's not just for the school, it's for the school community. So it spans out into the community at large, and it will cause a ripple effect in the community, and so this framework, we shouldn't really be upset about doing it, but it needs to be something that we are happy about. It needs to be something that we are committed to and will work towards doing, because it can bring change, in the little time that we are able, just by the small buy-ins and constant reminders to person. I can already see the Swpbis making a difference in Denham Town High School. As I say this, I want to say, we are still a very far way off in comparison to other schools. But with steady progress, Swpbis will be great for Denham Town High School. Swpbis has taught us that in discipline we should model the expected behavior. Teach others that there are consequences for their actions. When you display positive behaviors, you will be rewarded. And through the use of our core values, we endeavor to show our school community that there's another way to get things done positively. And so, in closing, I want to give God thanks and